Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in early. Our actors are just getting ready. Bear with us and we'll start on time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arts University Bournemouth and Butterfly Theatre Company's A Midzoomer Night's Dream. I'm Alex, Technical Director for Butterfly. I'll be pressing all the buttons back here that make the show go. I just wanted you to know that there is a live chat you can see if you're using the YouTube website or the YouTube app. We're doing a Q&A after the show, so feel free to type any questions you have there, and they will be answered by the cast and directors and little old me post-show. Our actors are all ready. First positions, please. 30 seconds to curtain. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Midsummer Broadcasting Network, bringing you the hottest gossip this side of Chipping Norton. Your humble reporters are outside number 11, counting down the hours to our glorious leader's wedding day.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers, my desire, like to a stepdame or dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
Well, so is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other should be held the worthier.
Well, I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
Oh, I do beseech your grace. I know not by what power I'm made bold, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure for ever the society of men.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander! True, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. She is mine, and all my rights of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nadar's daughter and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devotedly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull with self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love?
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well but tame them from the tempest of my eyes.
The course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
Oh, cross! I'm too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgraft in respect of years.
That's right. I'm too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell! To choose love by another's eyes.
Hear me, Hermia. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night. And in the wood, where I did meet thee once with Helena, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus doves by that which knitteth souls and prosperous loves in all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place that thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow, truly, I will meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None, but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place.
Helen, to your minds we will unfold. Through London's gates have we devised to steal.
Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius.
I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the woods will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all London to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First go Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors and so go to a point.
Marry, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Ask to spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. There raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. This was lofty. Then name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
Oh, what is Thisbe? A wandering knight.
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman now. I've got a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe! Thisbe! Ah, thy Pyramus lover dear, thy Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus and Flute. Use Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Tom Snout, the tinker.
Hey, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I'm slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Oh, let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Oh, why, what you will. But masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace woods by moonlight. There will we rehearse, for if we meet in the town, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will rehearse, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. You.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you? The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. Oh, she never had so sweet a changeling. The jealous Oberon would have the child knight of his train to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do swear that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon, and here your mistress. Would that she were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon, fairy skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton! Am not I thy lord?
The forgeries of jealousy. Never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fattened with the murrain flock. The 9 months' morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him, or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this temperature we see the seasons alter. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
You amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
His mother was a votress of my order, but she being mortal of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. Fetch me that flower. The herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids lay will make or man or woman madly dote on the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Demetrius!
Who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Oh, thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood. Ah, hence! Get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am to follow you.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
Oh, I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe but that I will do thee mischief in the woods.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, you're still on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me.
Oh,
where the wild thyme blows, where oxlip and the nodding violets grow, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Thou, another. Seek through this grove, a sweet Londinian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Seek his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Londinian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look, thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Have no fear, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Our roundel and the fairies' song. Then to your offices and let me rest.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love's sake. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it will be thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I forgot our way. But we'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out a bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
Oh, one turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off, yet do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side, no bedroom me deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now, much pursues my manners in my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied, but gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation, as well may be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end?
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. Then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed, and sleep gives thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wish's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Londinian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love, night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of London he doth wear. This is he my master said despised the Londinian maid. And here the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack of, this kill curtsy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon. Stay, do thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, will thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. But who is here? Lysander, on the ground, dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
Oh, and run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helen, nature shows art. Oh, the through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that! Vile name to perish on my sword!
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia, lord? What though? If Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. For I must confess, I thought you, Lord, of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near.
Pray me for pity. Oh, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. And Lysander? Lord? Lysander? What? Removed? Out of hearing gone. No sound, no word. Alack! Where are you? Speak! And if you hear, speak of all loves, for I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I will find immediately.
Are we all met?
Tut. And here's a marvellous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this our tiring house, and we will do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke. Come, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone, according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Speak. Stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savour sweet. Odors savours sweet. So have thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Be thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry, must you? For you must understand he goes back to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of you, of colour like red rose on triumphant briar, as true as horse, that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Man, why? You must not speak that yet, that you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as true as horse, that yet would never tire.
I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! Three monsters!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh, and grunt, and roar, and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see under?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear I am not afraid. First I was afraid, I was petrified. You'll think that I could never live without you by my side. But now it's been so very
Gentle
long.
wakes me from my flowery bed. I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again.
First I was afraid, I was petrified.
Oh, mine ear is much enamoured of thy note. So is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Oh, not so neither. But if I have wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee, therefore go with me.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Messenger, how now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Titania wakes and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Londinian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Londinian woman by his side, that when he wakes, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close.
Hermia! Hermia!
This is the same Londinian.
Hermia!
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Why rebuke you him that loves you so? Why breath so bitter on your bitter foe?
What is this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Oh! Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience! Oh!
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of London look thy find.
I go! Look how I go! Swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow!
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery. Sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand! And the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside! The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then at once will two woo one. That must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn?
These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er?
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
None in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripened show thy lips! Those kissing cherries tempting grow.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too?
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia, this you know, I know.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. Either I loved her, or that love is gone. Look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Thou art not be mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it brought me to thy sound, but why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision?
I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever. Counterfeit sad looks make mouths upon me when I turn my back. But fare ye well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, oh, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Oh, thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life, I do.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
Oh, if thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come!
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Ah, hang off, thou cat! Thou vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
What change is this? Why have you grown so rude? Sweet love!
Out! Loathed medicine, hated potion, hence!
Jest?
Yes, soon. And so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would have had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore, oh me? What news, my love? Am not I Hermia? are not you, Lysander?
I, by my life, never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain nothing true, and 'tis no jest that I do hate thee. And love, Helena.
Oh me! You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
I fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? That way goes the game. Aye, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I'm so dwarfish and I'm so low? Well, how low am I? Thou painted maple. Speak. How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
Pray you don't me, gentlemen, let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Oh, lower heart again!
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not. You take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
So again, nothing but low and little. Why would you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering not grass made you, bead you, acorn!
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services.
Well, now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most. In Helena.
Follow, nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back!
Trust you, I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though. To run away!
Wait! I am amazed. And I know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries wilfully.
Oh, believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Londinian garment he had on?
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Warren, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one comes not within another's way. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for the night swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate all fiery red, opening on Neptune's fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But not withstanding haste. Make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, up and down. I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one, yet but three. Come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad. On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Methinks I am marvellous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Oh, say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow?
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's horn and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bird over Cupid's flower has such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head.
Now, when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the nightshade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
My love shall hear the music of my hounds. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
The skies, what mutual cry I never heard, so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
Judge when you hear, but soft. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander, this Demetrius is. And this Helena, old Nadar's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these woodbirds but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world? That hatred is so far from jealousy. To sleep by hate, but fear no enmity.
My lord, I shall reply amazedly. Half sleep, half waking, but as yet, I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly would I speak, and now do I bethink me so it is, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from London, where we might without the peril of London law.
Enough! Enough! My lord, you have enough! I beg the law upon his head! They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is my love to Hermia melted as the snow. It seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle gaud, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something warm. Our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to London 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity.
Hey!
Come, Hippolyta.
Methinks I see things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Why then, we are awake. Let's travel home. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if you go about to expound this dream. Methought I was. There is no man can tell what. But methought I was. And methought I had. The man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what we think I saw. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he not come, then the play is marred. It go not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all London able to discharge Pyramus, but he...
No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in London.
Oh, sweet Bully Bottom!
Where are these lads? Where are these lads?
Almost happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you I'm no true Londoner. I'll tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Oh, not a word of me. All that I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace, every man look o'er his part, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred! And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words! Away! Go! Away!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Midsummer Broadcasting Corporation, where we have been enjoying the
infinite entertainment put on by our good leader Theseus on this, the day of his wedding day. He was very specific about saying it like that. I don't know either, Alan. Oh, I think we have some footage coming in now of the lucky couple. Do we have that? Oh, yes. Oh, don't they look simply radiant? Oh, and now the final night of the entertainment. I understand we actually have the... Oh, now, yes, excellent. Everyone, please welcome Messrs. Quinces and the Mechanical Players.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, once snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly, this loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so, and the cranny is right and sinister, through which the faithful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
O grim-looked night, O night with hue so black, O night which ever art when day is not.
Oh,
O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet and lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine. And thou, O wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyne. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. What see I? No Thisbe do I see, O wicked wall, with whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You soon shall see it will fall pat as I told you. Oh, yonder she comes.
Oh, wall! Full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. These cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hairnet up in thee.
I see a face, and now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt.
I am thy lover's grace, and like Limander am I trusty still.
And I like Helen till the fates me kill.
Oh, not Shafalus to Procrus was so true.
As Shafalus to Procrus I to ye.
Oh, kiss me through this hole of this vile wall. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Oh, I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I all my part discharged so, and being done, this wall away doth go.
You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance quake and tremble here. When lion, wrath, in the wildest rage doth roar, then know that I, one, snug the joiner ran when lions fell, no else, no lions down. For if I should come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself the man in the moon do seem to be. All I have to say is to tell you that this lanthorn doth the horned moon present. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Roar! 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 Roar!
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. What dreadful dole is here? Eyes do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mental good, what stained with blood? Oh, come, tears, confound, out, sword and wound, the left pap of Pyramus, I, the left pap, where heart doth hop. Ha! Oh, now die I thus. Oh, now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, take thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die, 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 die.
Asleep, my love. What? Dead, my dove? Oh!
Now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand, with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate.
And slowly
Trip away, make no stay. Meet
Great,
me
now we're
all
gonna do
by
that.
break of day.
If we shadows have offended, I think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, and we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
And slowly away. Great, now we're going to do that. And slowly away. Great, now we're going to do that. Clear. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're all applauding at home. It's always a little bit weird for our actors who suddenly are left in silence after finishing the show, but I'm seeing lots of applauding in chat, I'm pleased to say. Thank you very much for your chat applause. We're all just going to come back out on stage here. And slowly away. Oh, with our fingies. Take flight. Great, now we're going to do that. Hi, everybody. Let's have a little fingy shake for everyone. Hi. Congratulations. Oh, you all seem to have enjoyed that. Good. Oh, good. Everyone in chat is delighted. Oh, fantastic. Jolly good. Oh, hello, Abby et al. Good. So, the actors and myself here, I'm Alex, I'm the technical director, are here to do a little Q&A with you guys about the show. And I believe we'll also be joined by Aileen Gonzalez, the show's director as well, once they manage to get into Zoom. I know. Puck there, Julie, most of this surprised by this. Excellent. So, without further ado, I think we should go to the questions, don't you, my dear friends and friendettes? Here's a very important question. Oh, fantastic. Jolly good. Oh. Well, Abby et al. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, but maybe you could turn down your phone. Alex, I'm the technical director, are here to...
Is that you, Aileen? Could you mute your YouTube?
And I believe we'll also be joined by Aileen Gonzalez, the show's director as well.
I can wait.
We managed to get into Zoom. I know. Puck there, Julie, most of this surprise.
We can hear everything twice unless someone mutes it.
So, without further ado, I think we should go to the questions, don't you, my dear friends and friendettes?
It's almost certainly you, Aileen. Come on. Stop being a problem.
Good. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, but maybe you could turn down your phone.
It's me.
I'm the technical director. Are here to...
It's me.
Is that you, Aileen?
It's me.
There. So I've muted Aileen there because we keep getting feedback. Aileen, darling, you need to make sure you're not playing the YouTube sound out of any device in the room, including your laptop. Turn them all down. Mute them all so you're just talking on Zoom. Give me a thumb up when you're suitably embarrassed. Okay. I'll let you back. Professional show.
You see what is going on in this show behind the scenes. It's amazing to have Alex, our technical director, doing all the tech amazingly well and dealing with me not doing the tech amazingly well. As you can see, this happens quite often in rehearsals. We have dilemmas just getting onto the Zoom call because I give them the link, I take away the link, I leave meetings and I end the meeting and they all get sucked out again. So yes, a very good background little knowledge there of how we've been rehearsing. How brilliant that you've all come to support these guys. Thank you so much. Well done, guys. Really great show. And Alex, have we got some questions popping up in the YouTube chat?
We do. Not many. Everyone's too busy applauding. But Nicholas asked, traditionally, it is common that Shakespeare texts should not be altered or changed to stay true to Shakespeare's text. What was the abridged text like? And maybe you could tell us about why and how it's been abridged, Aileen, by Butterfly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that, I've been doing this for about 10 years and we've done short versions of Shakespeare in all that time. My priority is to make Shakespeare accessible and for people to love it. It's as simple as that. And I know it has to be shorter for that to be the case. And I mean all people everywhere. And, working with young people, students, older people, people from different countries, it has to be accessible. So I decided a long time ago that one line of Shakespeare, I believe, can change your life. So let alone, any amount of a shorter version, I think has a huge impact in people's lives. And if it allows them to listen to it, I just don't care, quite frankly. But we have a bit of a rule that we don't we don't add anything to it. So there was nothing added particularly to the text. It's just edited. It's just edited. A lot of people say to us that they feel that we've modernized it. But actually, it's simply the playing of it. These guys are particularly good at making it sound like it's coming out of their mouth right now in 2021 in the most extraordinary way. But, it is completely not added to in any way. So it is the Shakespeare text. And so when I'm editing, I like to try and keep the scansion, like, the iambic pentameter, so try and keep the beats. But I am extremely ruthless with the text because I feel I have permission, because it is just a line of it's amazing. So, an hour of it, it's fine. But yes, it's always a question and it's an interesting thing that comes up. But yeah, I think that probably answers that one, I think.
Excellent. Oh, could you make me a host or co-host again, Aileen, so I can drag you into the middle of the screen where you so deserve to be?
Oh, having now.
Thank you very much. Boop. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think, as you say, I think it's very telling that so many people come up to us and to Aileen specifically and say, wow, it's great that you modernized the text. It felt so real and so now and so current. And they always seem amazed when you say, no, that's all the original text. That's just good actors who actually mean what they say instead of reading it out loud. Yeah, it's really good. How about you guys, our actors? Did you feel like there was anything particularly missing or you felt was changed from excising the text? I'll take that as a no. Good.
We like to keep them on mute at all times. It's fantastic. I love rehearsing on Zoom. You can mute them at any time. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and as the tech director, I've got buttons to let them know when they've been bad. No one likes being punished with Phil Collins, so that's usually what we go for. Yeah, we've got a blessing from Johannesburg in South Africa. Thank you very much, Dario. Oh my goodness, a lot of well dones and thank yous and applauds. Oh my goodness, someone's thrown some flower emotes on the stage for you guys.
Yay.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jill's second time watching and she loved it. Lightning Turtle would like to know, how close were the vocal warm-ups to the ones you guys actually do before a performance? Oh, in terms of the ones, I guess, before the shows within a show, etc.
Yeah, I'm interested to know the vocal warm-up routines of these guys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let us know some stuff. Julia, Rebecca.
Well, I think the vocal warm-ups were similar to that of going on an actual stage, if that's what you meant. But I think one slight difference between working on stage and Zoom is that obviously if you project too loudly, you'll blow your microphone. So we did sort of what we didn't do with projection, which we did do some, obviously, we did in diction, because we found that having clear diction is the best way to translate sound through a Zoom microphone. It's kind of strange because you're kind of almost abridging like film technique with theatre technique, which is a great exercise for actors. So if you're performing on Zoom, you will learn a lot.
Yeah.
But in terms of warm-ups of flute within the play, some of them are based on true warm-ups. Others are me completely taking the piss because Flute is a terrible actor and he just doesn't know it.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
I taught Flute everything he knows.
Oh dear.
Abby would like to know, what was the hardest scene to work on?
Good question, Abby. Oh, look, Julie's got her hand up fast there. I've got all of them. Julia, Amber, and then Rebecca.
So for me, anything where I'm talking to you guys, because with the Gonsalves technique, of which you can find in Shakespeare and Meisner by Eileen Gonsalves, which is an incredible book which has just come out, the whole point is that you are reacting, you're not acting. Acting is reacting. Classic quote from Meisner there, but it's true, and it's amazing working on this technique over Zoom. The issue with Puck is he does a lot of talking to the audience, and of course over Zoom, even though you guys are there, I can't see you and I can't see your reactions. So it was really tricky getting to the point of, okay, even though you can't hear them or you can't see them, they're still there and they're not reacting to you. So how does that make you feel? So that was really tricky to get my head around. But yeah, once I did, it was cracking good fun.
I'd add to that, Butterfly are quite specialists actually at direct address to the audience. Direct address is in Shakespeare, there's a lot of direct address, soliloquies, and these moments where characters talk and ask advice of the audience, ask them for help. And when we have a live audience, we usually do site-specific shows in caves and castles and ancient woodlands, and the audience are right next to us. We do immersive work and the audience are just right next to us, and so we can actually speak to them and say, shall I kill the king? Shall I kill Banquo? What shall I do? And wait for answers that of course never come from the audience, and the actor gets to respond, or sometimes they do come, I'll tell you that much. But there's this whole dialogue that happens with the audience in those soliloquies, and incredibly difficult on Zoom. It's been one of our real challenges, and Julia really rose to it. Actually, it's been brilliant. Yeah, it's very interesting that. Amber, what were you going to say? And then Rebecca.
I was going to say, for me personally, I thought the lovers' fight was incredibly hard because, it was a blessing to act in because it's so intense and you have so much permission to do what you want and really experiment and really play. However, there's so much energy that's needed, and you need that rapport between you and the other actors. It needs to be a tennis match. So when we were learning the lines, you had to get them so quick, so intense, and it was just, I found that very, very difficult because we were just doing it over and over and over again, constantly doing the lines, trying to get that really quick energy and pace. But it was so much fun. It was hard, but it was fun.
Yeah, a big part of the method is line learning. And line learning in the most ferocious, bizarre way. And these guys really embraced it. It's very, very hard work. It's the biggest sort of weird bit of the Gonsalves method, but I think it's the most liberating thing for actors generally, but particularly on Shakespeare. It's uninflected line learning where there's no expression at all. And if you can imagine trying to take out the expression of Shakespeare to learn the lines, you'll understand how impossibly difficult it is for good actors or any actor or anybody human being, quite frankly, to do. But it's what we found over the years is the best way to get a performance like you've seen tonight, which is completely alive and electric, really, in moment to moment, because those words have not been learned in any pattern. But it's Shakespeare screaming at us in his iambic pattern for a start, so it's a very, very interesting process. But these guys really grabbed it, so I think that must be the hardest thing for all of them, is the line learning. And Rebecca, what were you going to say?
For me personally, the hardest scene was where I have to flirt with Demetrius, because myself, find it so awkward and uncomfortable. But one of the blessings of Meisner and this method was that obviously you need to keep your attention out onto the other person at all times. And so the more I sort of just looked at Saul and stopped thinking about what I needed to do, I became less self-conscious of what I was doing, which has helped, to be honest, with nerves in all scenes, because you start looking at your other actors and not thinking about what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, of course, on Zoom, we can turn our self-view off. And it was very interesting because the self-view, being able to see ourselves, is incredibly useful for setting their backgrounds. Because Paul then had me literally daily going, can you move that twig? Move that twig! You know, that's all I spent 5 weeks doing, apparently. But essentially, you know, they could then see their setups, but we can't have them seeing themselves when they act. That would be a disaster of the highest order. So, you know, they do that blind, and there's a lot of trust involved, actually. It's incredibly interesting on Zoom.
That's a helpful hint for anyone who has Zoom meetings in the real world that aren't theatre. Everyone knows now, after this past year and a bit, that Zoom fatigue is a thing. There is something very emotionally and physically draining about being on Zoom for a long time. And a lot of that is the unconscious self-monitoring you'll do. Just as an experiment, next time you're in a Zoom meeting, turn off the self-view, and instantly you'll probably feel a load come over your shoulders because suddenly you're just looking at other people you're having a conversation with instead. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's been interesting, because apparently psychologically it's very bad for us to keep seeing ourselves. We don't look at ourselves, but having that set, because then you don't have anyone but the other person that you're dealing with, so, like real life. So, yeah, no, that's interesting. Any other questions, Alec?
Absolutely. As some of the cast actually lived together, did that change the way you rehearsed and made the space? Also, absolutely smashing show. Julia, you blew my mind. That's from Faye.
Hey! Yeah, we have lots of people living together. Maybe Saul and Rob can talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, for us living together, it was very easy. We have one wall and one corridor. For the other household, they've got 3 floors of about 5 different rooms, which is chaos for them, and it's nice and easy for us.
I was going to say, just one scene, close the door, we're all in here.
I'll go off the camera this way, you can that way.
We're sorted.
I can turn the camera on for you, you can turn it on for me.
Yeah.
It has its perks and its drawbacks, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we're able to do with the sort of fairy manipulation and passing stuff from screen to screen that we would be able to do if there wasn't another person in the same house.
Yeah, and it also helps that working with Saul for the scenes, it helps to have someone that actually I can bounce off in the space. So
you mean bully, Rob?
Pardon? I'm a total bully to Saul.
Bully and push around.
That's off camera too, but he knows this and he accepts this. But yes, I think it definitely does help to have an actual reaction in front of you, because you know, oh, it's working, or if it isn't, well, I need to change it up then. So it definitely does help in that regard.
Yeah,
going on from that as well, though. Going on from that, in terms of our house, which is the big house of so many stairs to run up and down, but not only is it quite useful for yourself to have someone else in person, which obviously we've not been able to do for so long, especially in theatre, but it becomes then a problem. So, for example, in the Lovers Fight with Saul, if it becomes a problem because, you know, I'm after Helena, but so is he, but I'm in the space, and we've been playing around with, you know, how that affects not only the people in the space, but also the people who are trying to get in that space but physically can't because they're looking down a camera and they're only on the screen. So it's really interesting.
Yeah,
of having multiple screens in the same building.
We have a phrase in the method called use what is at your disposal. And what's wonderful about people being in each other's houses, the other person was at our disposal. So a lot of choices, I mean, all our choices are made with that acknowledgement. So it allowed us to do different things. We say, right, can someone turn your screen off? Right, we'll do that choice. It's that way around, really. We're pretty practical because we know we have to keep the thing moving in a way that is, we're able to make practical choices out of creative choices. And in a way, why I love Zoom as a medium is it is a very constraining thing, which means we're forced to, they always say that, you know, good art is made by having boundaries. We are boundaried here, you know, so it's quite exciting to push against all the different things that means.
That was so much fun. Amazing performance, everyone. And the design was outstanding. Thank you, everyone. Emote of probably a high 5. That's from Daniela.
Alex, can I ask Vincent and Una, who are been quite a bit there and who are in the most beautiful design?
I know,
really
it's gorgeous.
you've absolutely done yourselves proud there with the woodland. How was doing, because you really have had the most to do with design, you two, because they're telling the story of, hopefully that you got that story of, the woods are broken and the seasons are all over the place, as Titania says, and then by the end they are, everything's blooming, including them. But how's that been working with design? And yeah, tell us about that, Una and Vincent.
I think for me it was I think for me it was really, really fun because I had enough time to set up the background, to change it, and still watch the play within the play, which always I'm just laughing here and like putting my things up. It's hilarious. Yeah, but I love it, and I love this flower crown. It's beautiful. I think the biggest challenge was actually the previous setup with just the leaves, because they fall down because they're heavy. But it hasn't happened today and yesterday as well. So
yeah.
I would just I concur with what Una said, but we are very fortunate that we have a team behind us. So Ruby has done a sterling job in supporting us, bringing us extra things. So where there are gaps, it's Aileen will say there's gaps, and Ruby will be rushing over and dropping things off for us, checking our backdrops, making sure that everything looks right, checking makeup and checking garments. Also Heather, thank you, Heather.
May I add, Ruby and Heather did all of that on foot. On foot.
On foot?
On
I
foot.
didn't realise that.
Yeah,
so they've been running around Bournemouth with a 45-minute window between, like, setting up and show, going, okay, here's when you need your twigs and you need... That's amazing.
They've been an amazing team. And then Sammy's done the makeup, and that was really interesting because she can't do the makeup at all, of course. So she had to teach these guys how to do their own makeup. And the makeup's quite extensive on this show. So that was a really interesting process of video and sending videos, and they had to send pictures back. And that was interesting.
Sammy. Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah, really, really been great.
As a disclaimer for Sammy, Thisbe's makeup had nothing to do with her. She is much better than that. You should hire her for all the others, but do not count Thisbe.
Yes, we ought to say that, definitely. Brilliant.
Let's have the final question from Kathy here. Has there been any of the normal fun and banter of rehearsals on Zoom? I think they mean nothing but.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because you're not in the same room doesn't mean you can't have that feedback and banter. It feels like we're all in the same rehearsal room to me. Like, I don't feel any different really performing or rehearsing on Zoom because I don't feel the difference really, honestly.
No, we don't.
We've had feedback that this show, some have said that they can't imagine it would be better if we did this version on stage. That it feels like putting it on a stage would add nothing to this form that we're doing this show. And I think that also applies to the way in which we rehearsed. We're in these boxes, we use everything at our disposal, and you're forced to connect with people because they're all that are there. And again, a part of that is the little discovery we were lucky enough to make on day one, which is that if you turn off self-view, suddenly you're just in a room with other people, which has been really good. Yeah.
Una.
About rehearsal fun. I remember this one rehearsal where we were doing the finger fairy things, and then I don't know who did it first, but someone just brought some object across the screen like this, animating it as a fairy, and it went on for like 5 minutes with different objects, and that's a highlight. I still remember.
Continued though. We'd be having meetings, and then I'd look at Rob, and then Rob would just go like that on the screen, and I would continue it, and before you know it, we're all doing it.
Julia.
One of the most notable banterous times that we have had, which I don't think could have necessarily happened if it was not for Zoom, was when me and Ethan decided to copy everything that Rob and Saul were doing for a solid 5 to 10 minutes, and it's just that sort of thing which you don't necessarily
during the rehearsal, might I add. During the rehearsal, it was literally just doing this and then just going across.
Vincent.
No one.
One of the nice things about Shakespeare is that he wrote for a very adult audience. And so when we were paraphrasing, there was lots of, let's just say, innuendos.
Me and Rebecca were so rude to each other during the paraphrasing of the lovers' fight. Oh my God.
Paraphrasing is one of the stages of the consalvus method. It's putting the Shakespeare text into your own words. And we have many stages of paraphrasing. We kind of do a stage where we look in the back of the books and check the actual meaning, the Shakespeare meanings. So it's the real Shakespearean meanings. Then another stage where we put our acting conditions with our own words, but with the conditions. And what I mean by we have these conditions that the actors work under the given circumstances, but it's literally, how would you say it? How would you say it now in 2021, speak to each other? And that, of course, is hilarious on something like this. You know, it's just ridiculous. So that's always fun, the paraphrasing rehearsals, yeah.
Yeah, you off Cowpole to be an example as an insult. Like,
I'll explain this. Ethan, there's a part in the lovers' fight where Ethan points to me and he goes, "You bead, you acorn, you minimus of something."
Outloathed medicine, hated potion, hence. Oh, get stuffed, you gone off.
And
Cowpole.
Ethan is very creative when it comes to insults. And he made a habit of choosing different vocab to describe these things that I was every time we paraphrased. And then one day he called me, what did you call me? An off Cowpole tasting something.
Gone off Cowpole trollop, I think it was. But,
damn.
All just banter between.
Oh my God, I lost
almost Shakespearean.
Does sound pretty Shakespearean, actually. Someone look up what Cowpole meant. Yeah. David asks, have you got any advice for aspiring actors getting started right now? And of course, they loved the performance.
Oh, yeah. What's your advice? What's your advice, guys? These guys are about to leave.
Buy the book.
Yeah, buy the book. Yeah, that's really good advice. Yes. Good advice. Good advice.
Being the mature person here, I'm going to say that there's an old adage, and that is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Mm.
Put in the hard work and it becomes very easy when you get to perform.
Yeah. Because performance is a joy. Acting is a joy. To act is just the most joyful experience. It's playful, it's with your friends, it's just a joy. But Vincent's right, there is so much hard work before you get to that point. But the hard work, in a way we say it's hard work, it's not going down in, it's not labor of going down into the mines or something like that, but it's being determined and being very focused when you need to focus. I mean, we mess around a lot, but we know that when we need to focus, and I go, right, run the lines, drill the lines, everybody's there, everybody's doing it, and everyone's stepping up and has been, that's what was amazing about this crew of people here. Really, 5 weeks ago, we told them something almost impossible, the way we talk about learning lines. And they really, really did it night and day until they got it, which was very, very impressive. Julian?
I would say the one thing that I wish I had heard when I was younger is that experience is everything. Not even because of what you're learning from the people you're working with. You could be working on a show where you hate everyone is horrible, but honestly, just in acting for yourself, you learn so much, that if you are umming and ahhing about joining an Amjam society or about going to night classes or like anything like that, or going to university even to study an acting degree for 3 years, where you're like, what am I really going to get out of that? Because acting, I'm never going to make a career out of that. Honestly, do it. Because especially this last year, we haven't been able to get much experience, unfortunately, because of COVID. Our shows have been cancelled pretty much until this show. So we've been lacking in experience. It's one thing we all desperately miss, and we all feel like, we've been missing out on. So honestly, experience, if you're umming and ahhing, do it. I promise it's worth it.
Great. I would just say enjoy it. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your craft. Love what you do. Love being an actor. And that's what I would say.
Yeah, indeed.
And prepared to be knackered by the end of it.
Yeah.
And don't give up if you don't get a job.
Yeah. I mean, what I always say is that I wake up every day wanting to go to work. That's the benefit of the life that we choose here. To be an artist of any description, you get up every day desperate. I sometimes go to sleep early so I can get up the next day. It's like Christmas, because you want to go to work. And it certainly has been that for the past 5 weeks. Not that anyone could get onto the Zoom call properly because I'd set it up so badly, but essentially desperate to get into the Zoom call every morning and work with these guys and do what we love to do, because it's such a unique thing. Every single day is different.
She even convinced me to get up sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's make this the last question because I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. You know what? Not necessarily about this technique. I guess from anything you guys have been trained up over in the last 3 years. This is again from Lightning Turtle. Are there many aspects of acting or theatre that you find yourselves applying to life off stage?
I definitely used elements of this in my real life. We were doing stuff. It's like, oh, how do you know it's working? What do you look for to see that you are achieving what you want to achieve in each scene? And we gave the example of dating. What to look for in another person so that you know that a date is going well. And then the second that things opened and we could go and meet people outside, I found that I was monitoring people looking for those things. And it was so bizarre that it just carries over into your daily life.
How was the success rate, Saul? Any good?
More just a self-awareness of us, like, oh, I'm paying attention to these things that these cues that I don't normally look out for. Now I can see them, and I make me want to behave differently based on how conversation is going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing training. The phrase is seeing clearly and responding honestly from your point of view. And I mean, does anyone else have anything to say about how it affects you in real life? We've used lots of real life examples to teach it, which is interesting.
I mean, I think everyone acts in their real life. I mean, because everyone has two people. They have who they really are and then the person they show to the world. And that's obviously acting. But I've been doing it for years. I mean, even going, waking up and someone asks you, are you okay? And you're not, you're in a really bad mood. You're like, yeah, I'm fine. That's acting. So I guess that.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Definitely that. It is something about how do we interact with people, because acting is just about communication. We're always saying to these guys that artists are the great communicators, and the world needs very good communicators at the moment to sort of heal some of the divisions going on. So, this idea that people, how to really read people, it's incredibly useful for interviews or auditions. But in any line of work that deals with people, which is loads, if you think about it, that art of communication, which acting is, and which this method, the Gonsalves method, certainly is. I mean, we work with doctors, with lawyers, with business people, because we're always and teachers particularly, trying to train people to see who they're talking to and respond authentically, but from the point of view of what are you trying to achieve in that meeting, or in that class, or with that person, or on that date. So there is that real interaction that goes on all the time. And so these guys now are pretty impressive at it. Rebecca, and then Ethan.
I feel like in modern terms, when people say, oh, read the room, it's kind of like you get better at that, just understanding what is going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Ethan?
Yeah, something that we use in this, and it's in the book, is as ifs, and you're as ifing that someone is someone else, or you're as ifing, and relating it to your life, or etc., etc. And that was really useful. I had an audition recently for something, and normally I would be terrified, and you'd be trying to do bow down to them and praise them, and everything in your head, and you don't know what to focus on, and then you go, oh God, I'm in my head and I'm stumbling and I don't know what's going on. But as ifing helped me to be so calm. You just go, right, I'm going to pretend that's that person, I'm going to pretend that's that person, and then you go and you see if it's working, and then you change. You're like, oh, I'm in control of this, and then it frees you to be able to do what you want to do. So yeah, it's massively useful in your own life, for sure.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Ethan. And Julia.
In relation to seeing the room and reacting truthfully and all of that stuff, I feel like what it's really helps me with, and this is probably more in terms of acting on Zoom and also working with Butterfly, who have been so supportive throughout the whole thing and have really encouraged us to just let go, be free, just you do you, fuck polite, all of this shit. Like, they've really just pushed us to be our best, and I feel like it's really helped me to be more open in my just as a person as well, because I've always been very closed off, and I don't like thinking about my emotions and how I feel, and I just block it all off. And I feel like going through this process has really helped me to be like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, why like, if someone's pissing you off, tell them they're pissing you off. If you feel upset about something, just bloody say it. Like, that's how you feel. Like, what's the point of just hiding it away? So that's been really useful for me.
It's interesting. Butterfly has a mantra, which is that, we are all unique on this earth. and we say it on day one and we say it endlessly, and to remind everyone of their unique contribution that they get to make, we all get to make. And so this process of seeing clearly the world and then responding to it authentically from that unique point of view is such a special and rare thing that we get to sort of share and teach. So I feel very privileged to do this work. But in theatre is kind of like a microcosm. It's like a sort of a small version of wider society. So in a way, actors get to practice. It's like a life simulator. So, I think, shows like this, and certainly Shakespeare, I've always seen as this extraordinary emotional, you test out millions of emotion when you work on Shakespeare, and things that we can't really risk in real life. So these extremes of emotion, it really matters. And it's amazing to hear you talk about that in that way, Julia. Thank you. It's very interesting to hear how you've all sort of responded to it.
That's a lovely way to end the show. Yes. Don't be afraid to let out your emotions. It's a moment. It will pass. Everything's fine. And you'll be onto a new one and you'll feel something different. Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for tonight. Tell your friends, tell your lovers, tell your enemies, tell everyone in betwixt and between, because we're doing this show again tomorrow at 9 p.m, I believe.
Yeah, late night show tomorrow. You never know what happens.
Late night show. Make it a date. And so come and watch it again. See how different it is. And we'll see you later. Bye.